What do you think about Tesla building a new affordable car that's basically a Model Y clone? Like 90% the same in design but smaller and with stripped-down features. Is this a bold move by Elon Musk? He's taking a big risk here because a lot of people might go, why drop $50,000 on a Model Y when I can get a tiny Model Y for just $15,990? Yeah. Elon's confirmed that this affordable car, often called the Model 2, is essentially a scaled-down Model Y. Same vibe, but with simplified design, interior, and features to slash the price from $50,000 to $15,990. Tesla's officially announced it started production in June at the Fremont factory, and the big reveal set for November at the Tesla Shareholder 2025 event. So, we're diving into the details of this car. What's confirmed? What's cut compared to the Model Y? And our predictions based on Tesla's past moves. Can Tesla nail the balance between price and quality? Will this tank Model Y sales? Welcome to Auto Intel. The fact is Tesla originally aimed for a $25,000 price tag for this car, but by reusing nearly the entire Model Y production line and design, they've scored bigger cost savings, bringing the price down below $20,000. To be fair, releasing a car that looks like a simplified Model Y isn't necessarily a downside for Tesla, even if fans are hoping for something fresh. Yeah, most of us, ourselves included, are wishing for a completely new design. However, doing that would mean Tesla has to start from scratch with the car. It wouldn't be compatible with the current production lines. As you probably know, setting up an entirely new production line is extremely expensive in terms of time, cost, and factory space. That would make it nearly impossible for Tesla to deliver a car priced under $30,000. However, building a car that's 80% similar to the Model Y, placing it on the existing production lines and using simplified components from the exterior and interior to the battery makes producing a $25,000 car easier than ever for Elon Musk. Not just Tesla but legacy automakers have been doing this for decades. You know, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and BMW all use modular platforms to create cars that are nearly indistinguishable across different price points. Okay, honestly, we still can't tell the difference between the EQS SUV and the EQE SUV without squinting. Rivian's upcoming R2 looks like a smaller R1S, and it's generating a ton of buzz. Also, let's face it, even within Tesla's own lineup, the older Model Y and the Model 3 used to look incredibly similar. You really had to look closely to spot the differences. So, even if Tesla's affordable Model 2 ends up looking like a stripped-down Model Y or Model 3, or even borrows some design cues from the Cybercab, it could still succeed with the right packaging and pricing. At the end of the day, most customers are drawn to the Tesla Model 2 for one main reason: the price. That's what really matters, and it could be the key to helping Tesla reclaim market share that it's quickly losing to competitors. However, the biggest topic of discussion right now is the final design of the car, especially after Elon Musk confirmed it during the earnings call. We know some customers will love the design while others may not, but it's something Tesla had to do in order to hit the $15,990 price point, at least for the base version. Although a smaller version of the Model Y, the Model 2 will still feature a compact crossover design with an overall length of about 160 inches, roughly 15% shorter than the Model Y's 187 inches. This explains why several camouflaged Model 2 prototypes have recently been spotted testing around the Fremont factory. When parked next to a Model Y, the size difference is clear and noticeable. The truth is, Americans typically prefer crossovers over hatchbacks, which could be an advantage for the Model 2 if it launches in the US soon. Meanwhile, in markets like China or Europe, where hatchback designs are popular, the Model Y remains a top-selling model, suggesting the demand for crossovers in these markets is also significant, comparable to the US. Tesla has not yet introduced a hatchback in its product lineup. The Model S, X, 3 and Y are all sedans or SUVs. So, the company might consider a hatchback design in the future, but it won't be the Model 2. Absolutely. The Model 2 is clearly a compact crossover, not a hatchback. There's not much to say about the exterior design, as it will be about 90% similar to the Model Y, which doesn't rule out the Model 2 featuring the signature front light bar that Tesla is keen on pursuing. As a quick poll, do you like the idea of the Model 2 being a compact version of the Model Y? Drop a comment below. To bring the Model 2 down to that incredibly attractive $15,990 price point, Tesla had to make several trade-offs. One of the most noticeable changes is the switch from synthetic leather seats to fabric upholstery. Honestly, we think most people won't be thrilled with this change. Leather offers more comfort and is easier to clean. But on a sub-$20,000 car, it's hard to complain too much. That single change alone reportedly saves around $400 in production costs. It's not just the switch to fabric seats. Tesla has also removed the ventilated seat function, which helps shave off another $300 in cost. That's because there's no need to install a complex cooling system for the seats. Honestly, we think that's a reasonable cut for a car in this segment. It's a nice to have, not a must-have. Another major change is replacing the power lift gate with a manual one. This alone saves around $250 by eliminating the need for an electronic mechanism and reducing future maintenance costs. And we weren't too surprised to see Tesla drop the rear passenger screen either. Based on what we found, removing that feature entirely could save an additional $300 to $400. So, why is Tesla trying so hard to cut costs wherever it can? It's largely because Tesla is now dealing with the loss of the $7,500 federal EV tax credit. That tax credit used to act like a direct discount for qualified Tesla buyers, making the vehicles far more attractive to the average consumer. But now that it's gone, reaching that $15,990 price point becomes much more difficult. In essence, Tesla is now absorbing that $7,500 cut themselves. And to make the Model 2 work at that price, every dollar saved matters. All these adjustments not only help lower the price, but also reflect Tesla's smart cost-saving strategy. Despite cutting some non-essential features, the Model 2 retains the core elements consumers expect from a Tesla vehicle. A central touchscreen, autopilot capability, wireless phone charging, and over-the-air software updates. However, Tesla will use a less powerful RWD motor for this car with lower output compared to the current Model Y versions to further reduce production costs. Specifically, this motor uses ferrite magnets instead of more expensive rare earth magnets. Additionally, the company may reduce the use of silicon carbide in the electronic system and eliminate the front motor to focus on a single motor configuration. These changes will make the car less powerful with acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour likely taking around 7 to 8 seconds. Of course, these simplifications are just a few small pieces in the larger puzzle that makes up this vehicle. The real game changer for the $15,990 price point is the battery. This is critical because the battery accounts for 30% to 40% of an electric vehicle's total cost, depending on the battery type, capacity, and technology used. To put it into perspective, the battery cost alone for a Tesla Model 3 ranges from $10,000 to $15,000, while the total production cost of this sedan is around $38,000. This means the battery represents 26% to 39% of the vehicle's production cost. Compared to models like the Model 3, which use larger battery packs like 61 kilowatt-hours or 75 kilowatt-hours, the Model 2 will be equipped with a much smaller 53 kilowatt-hours LFP battery. However, this isn't a major issue. For a compact crossover, a 53 kilowatt-hour battery strikes an ideal balance between performance and cost. A larger battery would only increase the price without delivering significant practical benefits. Looking at the actual needs of most potential customers, a 300-mile range isn't always necessary. If they need it, they can opt for the Model 3 or Model Y with greater range. It's no surprise that Tesla chose LFP battery technology for the Model 2. At roughly $80 per kilowatt-hour, LFP batteries offer affordability, fast charging, and a long lifespan. Although their energy density is lower than NMC batteries, the Model 2's aerodynamic design, compact size, and lightweight wheels enable an estimated range of about 200 miles. Truly impressive for an EV priced under $20,000. Currently, these LFP battery packs are still being mass-produced by CATL and imported from China. However, next year Tesla plans to manufacture these batteries at its new LFP battery plant in Nevada. In fact, Tesla has purchased production equipment directly from CATL and will install it at this new facility. Another key point is that Elon Musk confirmed during an earnings call that this vehicle will be fully equipped with the necessary technology to support full self-driving. This means that despite its more affordable price, Tesla remains strongly committed to autonomous driving capabilities, allowing users to enjoy advanced FSD features, including automated highway driving, self-parking, and the ability to recognize and handle complex traffic situations. This is a significant step forward in making autonomous driving technology accessible to a broader range of consumers, regardless of whether the vehicle is high-end or budget-friendly. If you look at Tesla's usual timeline, it seems like almost every year they drop a new product that shakes up the market. In 2023 it was the Cybertruck. In 2024 the spotlight shifted to the Cybercab and the Optimus robot, both unveiled in October and November, which Tesla clearly sees as the ideal window to launch big products. That's why the Model 2 is expected to be the next breakout star at this year's November event. In fact, it might just be the bright spot in what's been a pretty gloomy year for Tesla. And you know what? Even if it doesn't quite measure up to the Model Y or Model 3, the demand for this car is off the charts. Elon Musk even admitted he couldn't estimate how big the demand might be. It's just that massive. But it begs the question, why does Tesla always choose the end of the year to launch something like the Model 2? The answer is pretty simple. It's all about saving Tesla's revenue and stock, which have both hit some pretty alarming lows. By 2025, the EV war between Tesla and BYD has gotten intense. And honestly, Elon Musk seems to be feeling the pressure more than anyone, especially now that the Chinese giant is pulling ahead. While BYD is cranking out cars that start at just $9,000, Musk has probably realized that without a game-changing affordable model, Tesla risks getting left behind. The numbers don't lie. BYD sales have been crushing Teslas for the first 2 quarters of the year. And if that trend keeps up, Tesla needs the Model 2 not just as a product, but as a lifeline. Okay, that's why Tesla's decision to launch the Model 2 with a starting price of just $15,990 really feels like a surprise move from Elon Musk. We were honestly caught off guard, especially since the original target price for the car was $25,000. At this point, a $25,000 Tesla doesn't even seem to make much sense anymore. That price is still out of reach for a lot of buyers and noticeably higher than BYD's cheapest models. But $15,990, that's a whole different story. And honestly, it's so low that it raises some real questions. Lars Moravy, Tesla's vice president of vehicle engineering, once said, "With the recent upgrades to the Model 3 and Model Y platforms, we've created some pretty great cars at affordable prices, and we've added a bunch of features." He also noted that our goal is not to make a car that's worse than any car we've ever made. The models that will be released in the coming months will look and feel similar to the cars we're making now. And importantly, they'll be affordable and you'll be able to buy one, he said during Tesla's Q1 earnings call. It's clear that the Model 2 will be built using the same production methods as the Model Y and Model 3. All 3 cars will share the same production line instead of Tesla setting up an entirely new and expensive line just for the Model 2. This approach doesn't just cut costs, it also helps streamline and optimize the manufacturing process. Now, with the Model 2 being smaller and made up of fewer parts, can it be built faster? The answer is absolutely. Tesla will continue to use its Gigapress technology, the giant casting machines that played a key role in making Model Y production highly efficient. But this time there's a major upgrade. Instead of just casting the rear underbody like they do for the Model Y, Tesla plans to cast the entire underbody of the Model 2 in a single piece, integrating the frame, floor, and body into one unified structure. This dramatically simplifies production, cuts down assembly time, improves precision, and makes full automation much more achievable. Of course, pulling that off requires a much bigger Gigapress than the 6,000-ton machines currently used for the Model Y. That's why during an all-hands meeting back in March, Elon Musk confirmed that Tesla is developing a massive 50,000-ton Gigapress specifically for the Model 2. Like real fast. And then, I guess maybe we need to just get even bigger casting machines. Sure, why not? Down. Yeah, let's 50,000 tons. So, what are the benefits of this major improvement? First and foremost, production time will be drastically reduced. Based on our estimates, a Model 2 could be completed in just 30 seconds compared to the roughly 35 seconds it currently takes to build a Model Y at Giga Shanghai. You can check out the full breakdown in the latest episode on our channel where we cover this special production line in detail. Casting the entire underbody in one piece also significantly lowers the chances of manufacturing errors simply because there are fewer joints and connection points. Most importantly, the Model 2 will take full advantage of the Gigapress technology. With a shorter, more streamlined manufacturing process, production costs will drop considerably, making the $15,990 price tag more realistic than ever. This is exactly what Elon Musk was referring to when he talked about turning Tesla's factories into the machine that builds the machine. In summary, if you're not overly focused on top-tier performance, flashy design, or an ultra-powerful driving experience, the Model 2 could satisfy you with its solid basic features. Experts believe this model is clearly Tesla's only way to return to growth and potentially salvage the company's revenue this year. In our view, the Model 2 could boost Tesla's sales, but it risks devaluing the Model Y when people are paying over $50,000 for a car that looks nearly identical to one sold for $25,000. This could spark plenty of discussions in the coming months. What do you think about this car? Will it make a big impact by the end of the year? Thanks for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next episode.